Somerset, New Jersey President Donald Trump has lashed out at Republican Senator John McCain for breaking with him and opposing his party's latest plan to roll back the Affordable Care Act, saying the senator had let his state down and been deceived by Democrats into abandoning a promise. In a series of angrily worded tweets sent from his golf resort in Bedminster, New Jersey, Trump argued that McCain, whose announcement Friday that he would not back the healthcare measure most likely doomed it, had knowingly misled members of his own party about where he stood on the legislation. Arizona Senator John McCain will oppose the latest Republican plan to repeal and replace Obamacare. Photo app. John McCain never had any intention of voting for this bill, which his governor loves. He campaigned on repeal replace. Let Arizona down. Donald J. Trump. That Real Donald Trump. September 23, 2017. John McCain never had any intention of voting for this bill, which his governor loves. He campaigned on repeal replace. Let Arizona down, Trump wrote. Donald Trump has blamed Democrat and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer for McCain's opposition. Photo. Bloomberg. In a separate tweet, Trump noted the large increases in healthcare premiums and deductibles experienced in Arizona last year. Chuck Schumer sold John McCain a bill of goods, Trump said, referring to the New York senator and minority leader, who was opposed to the measure. Trump defended the measure's approach, which envisions the federal government sending grants to states to administer their own healthcare systems and allowing them vast discretion over how to use the money. It would allow them to seek federal waivers to let insurers charge higher premiums to people with pre-existing medical conditions or to omit certain benefits that they are now required to provide, such as maternity care or mental health care. Better control management, Trump wrote. Great for Arizona. McCain let his best friend LG down, the president added, referring to McCain's close relationship with Senator Lindsey Graham, one of the bill's sponsors. President Donald Trump speaks at a campaign rally in Huntsville, Alabama on Friday. Photo. Bryn Anderson. Trump's latest weekend Twitter fusillade came the morning after McCain surprised the president and his top aides by abruptly announcing that he could not in good conscience support the healthcare proposal by Graham and Senator Bill Cassidy, saying it was a partisan plan whose costs and impacts on the healthcare of millions of Americans were unknown. The move by McCain, whose no vote against an earlier iteration of a healthcare repeal bill killed that effort in July, dealt yet another setback to Trump's effort to fulfill his promise to do away with Barack Obama's signature healthcare law. Senator Rand Paul had already come out in opposition to his party's last-ditch healthcare effort, and Senate leaders can afford to lose only 3 of their members in a chamber that is divided 5,248. John McCain jokes around as he and Lindsey Graham and Ron Johnson speak to reporters about the opposition to the Republican Party's first attempt to replace and repeal Obamacare. Photo app. On Saturday, Trump appeared to be nurturing hopes that the legislative effort could be kept alive. He expressed hope that Paul would rethink his opposition to the Graham-Cassidy measure, without explaining why the Kentucky senator, who had complained that the bill left the Affordable Care Act's essential structure intact, might do so. I know Rand Paul and I think he may find a way to get there for the good of the party, Trump wrote. He also indicated that Senator Lisa Murkowski, who had wavered publicly about the measure, would support it. Alaska had a 200% plus increase in premiums under Obamacare, worst in the country. Deductibles high, people angry. Lisa M. comes through, Trump wrote. Murkowski was one of 3 Republican senators who voted against the repeal proposal in July, and she has come under an intense spotlight yet again as Trump and Republican leaders push for passage of the Graham-Cassidy bill. But while Trump hopes she will support the bill, Gov. Bill Walker of Alaska, an independent, opposes it and has said he has communicated his concerns to Murkowski. White House officials were working to determine whether there was a way to salvage the bill and win over critics and fence-sitters, but a spokeswoman offered no immediate explanation for Trump's tweet that appeared to suggest Murkowski was already a convert. A spokeswoman for Murkowski, Karina Peterson, said Saturday Senator Murkowski has seen the president's tweet but is still analyzing the bill and waiting to hear from CBO to determine its potential impacts for Alaskans. She understands that premiums have risen, the toll that is taking on many Alaskans, and the need for healthcare reform. But she also wants to understand what this proposal means for the people she represents before deciding how she will vote on it. Before McCain's announcement, Republican leaders had planned to move forward with a vote in the coming week, although the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office had yet to complete a full analysis of the Graham-Cassidy legislation. The Budget Office is expected to provide a preliminary fiscal assessment early in the week, but it indicated that it would not be able to complete an analysis of the bill's effects on health insurance coverage or premiums by Sept. 30. Trump seemed to have given up all hope of persuading McCain to back the measure, returning to Twitter on Saturday evening, 12 hours after he initially ripped into the Arizona senator to hammer him again and invoke the premium increases that people in his state have experienced under the current health law. Democrats are laughingly saying that McCain had a moment of courage, Trump wrote. Tell that to the people of Arizona who were deceived. 116% increase in New York Times.